Welcome aboard for an ML Sports Take. 25 years, AFC East champs for the Buffalo Bills. I'm Mike Lindsley for a game recap for the Bills over the Denver Broncos. Just concluded, obviously, a few minutes ago. Josh Allen, 1996, he was born. The Bills last won the division in 1995. And frankly, we know what's going to happen tonight. Bills Mafia is going to basically shut down the internet, shut down social media with buying AFC East Division Championship gear. This video is brought to you by Empower Federal Credit Union, Bryant and Stratton College, and our terrific friends over at Stanley Law Offices. It's very simple. Just call Joe. Log on to StanleyLawOffices.com for more information. I'm going to break this thing down a little bit here and there. Just some takeaways right off the top. I thought in the beginning, in the first half, I thought the Bills, again, did what they've done so many times this season. When the backs are against the wall, when something really, really bad happens, and it doesn't matter where it is. I mean, the Patriots game, you think that they're down, they're playing sluggish, they're going to go in for a game-winning touchdown, they being the Patriots. Jordan Zimmer, boom, strips the ball, and the Bills recover the ball. Look at the San Francisco game. Early on, you're thinking, my God, how many hurdles do they have to come, how many hurdles do they have to jump over? Early in the game, Zach Moss, after the Bills don't get the 4th and 1, they're trying to slug back and forth in the beginning. The Bills defense stops San Fran on a 4th and 1. They get the ball. Moss fumbles. Boom. San Francisco gets a touchdown. You're like, well, maybe that's the one that's going to be the ultimate buzzkill here for the Bills. They're finally going to lose a football game. Again, this team going into tonight had won 6 of 7 football games. And this evening, you thought maybe in the first half, it was going to be the same exact thing in that, the Bills, they obviously took it down and scored right in the beginning in the first quarter, 7-0, but then Denver strikes right back. They get an unbelievable break from Andre Roberts, who never fumbles the football, the kick returner, punt returner extraordinaire. He fumbles, and Denver goes ahead and takes the ball in the second quarter, and it's 14-7 Bills, and you're going, holy cow, maybe this is just the situation here where the Bills are going to crumble. Nope. Allen brings them right back down again, and an absolute slingshot missile to Jake Kummerow, of all people, not Davis, not Diggs, not Dawson Knox, not Cole Beasley, not McKenzie. It was like the 6th or 7th option, not a screenplay to a running back, and they score that touchdown. Bills go up 21-7, and frankly, even though the Noah Fant pass from Drew Lock touchdown at the end of the second half, even after that, I thought 21-13, the Bills get the ball at the start of the second half after winning the kickoff, or winning the coin flip, and deferring and kicking off to start the game. The Bills were still in full control. I mean, at 21-13, at 7-0, at 14-0, at 14-7, halftime, every single score, every single moment, every single turnover, I thought the Bills were in absolute control from beginning to end of that first half. And then you go to the second half, and Josh Allen, ridiculous again, with a 1-yard touchdown rush, 7 plays, 43 yards. Andre Roberts got turned around quickly and was just returning the kicks like crazy. I don't know why Micah Hyde was in there late in the game. I might have missed it. I didn't check Twitter a ton. I'm trying not to tweet during games, as many of you know, because I'm tired of the negativity. I'm tired of tweeting a fact or something in time and then having 400 responses of just total nonsense. So I've stopped, and frankly, tweeting during games, basically you lose followers because people are losing their minds, and I've just had it. And so I just do these recaps and kind of trying to control content and doing different things from that standpoint. The big play of the game. I mean, Josh Allen was unbelievable in this game. 28 of 40 for 359 yards and 2 touchdowns, throwing 2 touchdowns, running, I believe were the exact numbers, and I can check that here in a moment. But the big game, the big gain, the big play, the big gain, the big defensive, unbelievable stalwart play was the Bills in the third quarter with 10:41 to play. Trey White comes on a blindside blitz on Drew Lock and basically comes around the edge, around the pocket, in the pocket, chases lockdown, strips him of the football, and Jerry Hughes grabs the ball and absolutely acts like a football player, a ballerina, a tap dancer, a basketball point guard. Can I come up with anything else? and zigzags, darts in, darts out, and goes across and around and up, back this way and to the left side in for the touchdown. Unbelievable defensive athletic play for Jerry Hughes, who, by the way, just really quick, 20 seconds on Hughes, he's been unbelievable this year with the quarterback pressures, the knocking down of balls, the unbelievable job on third down. The Bills have been terrific on third down on defense this year. They've been unbelievable in the red zone this year. And frankly, even though they had a shitload of penalties, and boy, oh boy, dear Sean McDermott, please fix those, because in the playoffs, if you give away those touchdowns because of penalties and kick field goals, you could lose to a team like Baltimore, right? 2017 to the Pittsburgh Steelers, low-scoring game, 16-13. You don't get that extra touchdown because of penalties. You're up shit creek without a paddle. In another instance, obviously, if the Bills continue the red zone offense, they can, I mean, should I say it? I mean, they can go as far, who knows how far this team can go if they keep scoring in the red zone, plus the defense is getting the takeaways and the touchdowns. That's exactly what happened in this football game. They blew Denver away right at halftime, 21-13. They outscored them in the second half, 27-6 for a 48-19 win. I picked the Bills to win 34-16. I was off by 12 points for the Bills, only 3 on the Denver side. And then, of course, Tyler Bass gets a field goal. Denver gets a cheapy touchdown to end it. And then, voila, the handoff to Devin Singletary for the Bills to just absolutely put the hammer down on the nail. 48-19 in this game. All 3 phases of the game were crazy good. The Bills, I thought, got robbed on a couple of plays in this game. The officials were absolutely horrific in this game, most notably the Matt Milano play where he comes in on a blitz and he tackles Drew Lock around the ankles. My God, he didn't even hit him in the knees. He didn't hit him in the chest. He didn't hit him in the shoulder. He didn't hit him in the head. What are you supposed to do? Comes around and tackles a guy in the calves, and I had tweeted out unsportsmanlike conduct on Buffalo for touching the calves. I mean, let's be honest right now. What can you do in the NFL? But the Bills, statistically amazing game across the board. Terrific balance on offense. The play calling was crazy good again by Brian Dable, as a ton of GMs are just watching the Bills right now going, maybe I want him as my head coach. Class guy, learning from Sean McDermott, comes from a great culture, and is a wizard at ball calling in these games for Buffalo. Just a terrific job there. Allen, rolling out, Allen slinging it in the middle, Allen beating man, Allen beating zone. You can't say enough about Stephon Diggs the last few games. I mean, this guy's been absolutely crazy with 147 yards on 11 catches here tonight. Great balance with Devin Singletary and Zach Moss now becoming the workhorse of the offense. Josh Allen, by the way, 28 of 40, 359, 2 touchdowns through the air and 2 rushing, as I hit those stats on the head. And oh, by the way, Josh Allen, 4,000-yard season right now with a couple games to play. I imagine that the last game against Miami in Western New York will not matter for this team, and he can sit a little bit. But the Bills did a great job controlling the dual threat of, or the two-headed monster, I should say, of Lindsey and Gordon. They took advantage of the terrible corners for the Denver Broncos because they were depleted. The safeties had no answer in terms of P.J. Locke and Kareem Jackson in this game for Denver. Drew Lock was horrific in this game. He was shaky across the board, didn't recognize pressure. The Bills' defense is starting to get its you-know-what together late in the year. Edmonds all over the place, Poyer, Matakevich, Milano, Johnson, Addison, Klein, Trey White. I mean, these guys were all over the place. Tackles for loss, sacks, fumbles, turnovers, touchdowns, you name it. They were fantastic. Special teams, great. Roberts, really good. Micah Hyde, another onside kick recovery. And the Buffalo Bills, at the end of the day, out-coaching Denver. Bravo. 48-19, Buffalo wins. First AFC title for me since I was 16 years old, a high school sophomore. Hopefully the first step of many. Congratulations to you, Bills Mafia, and to the Buffalo Bills. Brian Conboy, Mass Mutual, New York State, and Bear Creek Restaurant bringing you this video. As I always tell you, enjoy the games.